गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण। Okay. Would somebody like to present their screens?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. I thought you were saying the Mangala Chantam. So I'll
Okay,
start.
then I'll do that after later, Mataji. Thank you. So today we are covering, yesterday we covered up till 20th verse.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 5, verse 21 onwards. Mataji, if you can bring 21st verse and then
Prabhuji, 21, not 12.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then maybe devotees can take turns to read the shloka, the translation, and purports are hardly there in couple of verses. So wherever there is, we can read the purports as well. Hare Krishna. Would somebody like to raise hand and read, or whatever way you want to go about reading the shlokas and the purports? Yes.
So, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, we do the shloka, the translation and the purport, right?
Yes.
And do we want to finish all the reading first and then the
Yes.
explanation?
Yes, Mataji.
Hari Bol. Yes, Prabhuji, we can do that. Devotees can raise their hands, whoever want to recite. Hare Krishna. Kripamayi Sita Devi Dasi Mataji, you can do the shloka and the translation. And if no more hands are there, I'll do the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Mataji, I can do the Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
पुष्णो वै अपतायात् दन्तन् कलिङ्गस्य यथा बला स्थाप्यमाने गरिमानि यो तथा ट्रांसलेशन and Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Translation as Baladeva knocked out the teeth of Dandavatra, the king of Kalinga, during the gambling match at the marriage ceremony of Aniruddha. Veerabhadra knocked out the teeth of both Daksha, who had shown them while cursing Lord Shiva, and Kusa, who by smiling sympathetically had also shown his teeth.
Hare
But here a reference is made to the
Hare Krishna. Mataji, Purport Rohini Mataji will read. Hare Krishna. Rohini Mataji, please go ahead.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here a reference is made to the marriage of Aniruddha, a grandson of Lord Krishna's. He kidnapped Dantavakra. He kidnapped Danta, and therefore he was daughter of Dantavakra, and therefore he was arrested. Just as he was to be punished for the kidnapping, the soldiers from Dwarka arrived, headed by Balarama, and a fight ensued among the Kshatriyas. This sort of fight was very common, especially during marriage ceremonies when everyone was in a challenging spirit. In that challenging spirit, a fight was sure to occur, and in such fights there was commonly killing and misfortune. After finishing such fight, the parties would come to a compromise, and everything would be settled. Daksha Yajna was similar to such events. Now all of them, Daksha and the demigods Bhaga and Pusha and Bhrigu Muni, were punished by the soldiers of Lord Shiva, but later everything would come to a peaceful end. So this spirit of fighting between one another was not exactly inimical, because everyone was so powerful and wanted to show his strength by Vedic mantra or mystic power. All these fighting skills were very elaborately exhibited by the different parties at the Daksha Yajna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Meenakshi Mataji, you can do the shloka and translation. Hare Krishna.
क्रम्भोरशिदक्षस्य पिताधारेण भेदिना छिन्दन् अपि तत् उद्धर्तुं नाशक्नोत् त्र्यम्बकस्तदा. Translation by Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Then Veerabhadra, the giant-like personality, sat on the tips of Daksha and tried to separate his head from his body with sharp weapons, but was unsuccessful.
Hare Krishna. Archana Mataji, you can do the next shloka and the translation. Hare Krishna. After that, Shanti Mataji, you can do the next shloka and translation. Purport Divya Mataji can do. After that, we'll see. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pranam Prabhu.
Yeah.
शास्त्रैरस्तान्वितैरेवम् अनिर्भिन्नाद्वचं हर विस्मयं परमापन्नो दध्यौ पशुपतिस्थिरम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He tried to cut the head of Daksha with hymns as well as weapons, but still it was hard to cut even the surface of the skin of Daksha's head. Thus, Veerabhadra was exceedingly bewildered. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. दृष्ट्वा सञ्चानं योगं वशूनां च पदिर्मखे यजमानवशोकस्य गायत्तेनाहरच्छिर. Translation Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then Veerabhadra saw the wooden device in the sacrificial arena by which the animals were to have been killed. He took the opportunity of this facility to behead Daksha.
Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In this connection, it is to be noted that the device used for killing animals in the sacrifice was not designed to facilitate eating their flesh. The killing was specifically intended to give a new life to the sacrificed animal by the power of Vedic mantra. The animals were sacrificed to test the strength of Vedic mantra. Yajna were performed as a test of the mantra. Even in the modern age, tests are executed on animal bodies in the physiology laboratory. Similarly, whether or not the Brahmanas were uttering the Vedic hymns correctly was tested by sacrifice in the arena. On the whole, the animal thus sacrificed were not at all the losers. Some old animals would be sacrificed, but in exchange for their old bodies, they would receive other new bodies. That was the test of Vedic mantra. Veerabhadra, instead of sacrificing animals with the wooden device, immediately beheaded Daksha to the astonishment of everyone. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna. Sharmila Mataji, verse and translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. साधुवादस्तदा तेषां कर्म तत्तस्य पश्यतां भूतप्रेतापिशाचानाम् अन्येषां तद्विपर्यया. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Upon seeing the action of Veerabhadra, the party of Lord Shiva was pleased and cried out joyfully, and all the bhutas, ghosts and demons that had come made a tumultuous sound. On the other hand, the Brahmanas in charge of the sacrifice cried out in grief at the death of Daksha. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pranam Prabhuji. Jo bhavetachit chirastadस्मिन् दक्षिणागनावं अरिष्टः तद्देवयजनं दग्ध्वा प्रातिष्ठद्गुणं कालयम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Veerabhadra then took the head and with great anger threw it into the southern side of the sacrificial fire, offering it as an oblation. In this way, the followers of Lord Shiva devastated all the arrangements for sacrifice. After setting fire to the whole arena, they departed for their master's abode Kailash. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 4th canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Frustration of the Sacrifice of Daksha. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji's, Mataji's. Okay. Can you kindly give me permission to share my screen? Or yeah, I don't know if I can. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
Prabhuji.
All right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam panghum langhayate girim yatkrapattamaham vande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So if you see, this chapter has concluded. The title of the chapter is Frustration of the Sacrifice of Daksha. And these last 5 verses, they are ghastly. the rasa is called vibhats, horrifying. If you read that, it's it's very disturbing, and that is exactly what was happening in the sacrificial arena. So just a quick recap. As it is said here, as Shri Balramji knocked out the teeth of Dantavakra, Veerbhadra knocked out the teeth of both Daksha and Pusha, those who had insulted Lord Shiva and laughed. And then Veerbhadra tried to separate Daksha's head from his body. He tried to cut the head of Daksha with hymns. And then Veerbhadra saw the wooden device. He took the opportunity of this facility and he beheaded Daksha. The party of Lord Shiva was pleased and cried out joyfully. So, Veerbhadra then took the head with great anger. He threw it in the southern side of the sacrificial fire. And after setting the whole arena on fire, they departed for their master's abode Kailash. So, to go deeper into today's subject matter, we should be able to understand the emotions of the personalities involved over here. So if you see this photo, this picture, art, on the bottom right, there is Veerbhadra with several arms, and then he's about to behead Daksha. If you would show it to somebody and get a general popular opinion, people would probably think that this dangerous looking, horrifying personality is the negative character, and the person who's about to die, I have all the sympathies with that person. So by understanding this incident at a deeper level, we would see how the roles will change. And that is my goal and desire for today, to through our meditations bring out why what is happening is actually justice being served. Although in a very, very ghastly and graphic way, but how is that happening? So today's meditation, I have a few questions that we would look at. First is, when does a Vaishnava take offense? Why did Lord Shiva take offense? Okay. First topic will be this. Second will be, who takes the offense? Who gets offended? This is linked to why was Lord Shiva's entourage celebrating Daksha's death? Third is, what is Vaishnava Aparadh? What was Daksha's fatal mistake? What is the impact of Vaishnava Aparadh on us? Why do we criticize? Is there a Daksha mentality in us? How to avoid offenses and offensive mentality? So these are the questions that we would try to dig deeper into, delve into, dive into, and see if we can reach some learning lessons for ourselves. Okay. Hare Krishna. So first is understanding the setting. If you see the setting, you have been, I don't need to introduce what has been happening here, but the last event that has triggered everything is Sati, after being ignored by her own father repeatedly, finds herself in such a situation that the only option she can think of, unable to bear that embarrassment and shame, she self-immolates her and she gives up her life. And Lord Shiva is also raging in this fire now. So if you see Lord Shiva, he was insulted by Daksha earlier. When he did not get up, Daksha started insulting Lord Shiva. So the first question or first thought that we should ponder upon is, when Daksha insulted Lord Shiva, did Lord Shiva become angry that, hey, how did you insult me? Got angry and punished Daksha? No, he did not do anything. He did not do anything at that time. And all these days and time passed, and Lord Shiva did not do anything for the insult that Daksha had, uh, incurred upon Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva did not act upon that. But now he is angry on Daksha's arrogance, whose arrogance and neglect of her own daughter has costed her life. So that has become the root cause of Lord Shiva's anger. Okay. So this will help us answer, does a Vaishnava take offense? And for this, I would like to go deeper into many examples, and we will also see who gets offended. So first is somebody who offends, then we will see whom they were trying to offend, and then who took the offense. Okay. So first is that a Vaishnava does not get offended for the offenses that are made against them. If you see how a Vaishnava's attitude of being a servant is, being a servant of the Lord, Vaishnava does not get offended if somebody comes and insults them. They or do anything to them, speak harsh words or whatever, they take it as Lord's will. Like Prahlad Maharaj, so many tribulations, he took it as Lord's will. That's it. I do not have any complaint. Okay. Another example that we talked about yesterday also, and you are aware of. So King Chitraketu, he didn't even exactly insult, but he did pass a comment. And I would like to get some interaction here, and I would like to request you to tell who was his comment directed towards. Please go ahead. Who was Chitraketu, Maharaj Chitraketu insulting? Yes.
Parvati?
Parvati Devi.
No, his insult was for Parvati Devi.
Lord Shiva Prabhu.
Lord Shiva. But you gave the second answer now. Who took the offense? Who cursed him? Was it Lord Shiva?
No,
Parvati.
Yes. Okay. So if you want to note this down, this is one message. Okay. On the top right, when a Vaishnava is offended or insulted, the Vaishnava does not take the offense, but the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava takes offense. This is the sentence, and I'm going to go deeper into explaining what this is. When a Vaishnava is offended, Vaishnavas don't take offense, but the dust of the lotus feet of that Vaishnava takes offense. Okay. So I would tell you this with a personal example, what it means to be the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. What is that? Is that the dust on the lotus feet of a Vaishnava? Yes. So in the temple where I used to be 2 years ago, in that community, I there were many instances. Maybe I gave a discourse, or maybe I did some kirtan, or I did some seva, and then I'm standing in front of the temple president, who's also my Shiksha Guru, and some outsiders or some other devotees come and they start praising me in front of the temple president, in front of my Shiksha Guru, saying that, oh, how nicely he sang today, or how nicely he gave class today. Then, while they are saying this, how would I acknowledge it? Would I say, oh yeah, that is because I am the best? No. I would, in truth, I will give the credit where it is due. I will give that due credit to, I didn't have any qualities and any skills. I didn't know anything about Krishna. Or I was certainly not being glorified for this. I've been glorified, getting glorification because I got in touch with devotees, because my Shiksha Guru taught me. He showed me the way and gave me the opportunity for the service. So I will give the credit to my Guru, to the authority. Now, when I have to give the authority credit to the authority, will I say, if it's all because of Prabhuji, and if there is a crown on the head of the spiritual personality of spiritual form of my Guru or this authority, then I am the brightest shining jewel in that. I am the brightest servant of my Guru. No, we take further humble position and we say that I am the most insignificant servant of my Guru. So all credit goes to my Guru or to my authority, and I am the dust in his lotus feet. So this is not just a very poetic way of saying something. This is a feeling that one lives with. So anytime somebody comes and praises, we say that we are nothing but the dust of the lotus feet of my authority or my Guru, and all credit goes to him. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Right? So all glories to my Guru, and then all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Glories go to them. So who are you then? I am just a speck of the dust in the lotus feet of this Vaishnava. So who is the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas who take offense? So what happened in our temple? Our temple was running as a center, as an ISKCON center since quite some time, 2013 onwards. 2018, deities came and the temple was formally inaugurated. Several devotees came, and some devotee came and they asked something that, can I put this over here? I was washing hands and I was like, I don't know. I think you should ask the temple president. I'm not the authority for this. And they said, who is the temple president? This was a very senior devotee. And I told so and so, Prabhu is the temple devotee. He is the temple president. And they just laughed. Oh, he is the temple devotee. Like that. And it really hurted me. It hurted me. I felt bad that, why did they laugh on that? And I understood that they were senior. And so maybe for them, it is fine. And if they would go and talk to that devotee, for them, this temple president may be like a child only. So they will also not take that offense. But I felt bad. And then I realized that whenever whom we look up to, if somebody does not respect them the way we expect or something, right, it hurts us. It may not hurt them, but it hurts us, and it is true with everybody else also. So I would talk a little more about this to understand one very important aspect that we should be careful about also. So that was sorted out, but I understood that the essence of, that when a personality is insulted or offended, they may not take the offense. They will take it with all humility. But the people who follow them or love them and serve them, they get offended. And that is the root of this. The same applies other ways. Lord also does the same thing. So for Vaishnavas and the Lord, both, they don't take offense if somebody goes and ridicules them. But if they see that our other devotee is getting blasphemed, or Srila Prabhupada is getting blasphemed, or somebody is blaspheming the Lord, then the Vaishnava does not take a humble position and say, yeah, who am I? No. We take all the offense. How can you blaspheme my Lord? Or how can you blaspheme other Vaishnava? So the Vaishnavas, when do they take offense? They take offense when other Vaishnavas, are blasphemed or, treated with offensive way. Okay. So now we will see some more. There is a pastime in Gaur Leela. During Srila Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami's final stay in Vrindavan, and Jeev Goswami had come to serve under them, he was doing very menial services. He was just serving Rup and Sanatan. His glories were unknown to the world. At that point of time, there was a scholar by the name Rup Narayan, and he was, he had an honorary title called Digvijay. This is not Keshav Kashmiri. This was not Digvijay Pandit. This was another, so this was his one name was Digvijay Pandit, for he being scholarly, and his honorary title Digvijay. And what he used to do, just like Keshav Kashmiri during Mahaprabhu's time, he used to go around and he used to have Vaad Vivad, Tark Vitark, intellectual debate, and compete, and then defeat the other person, and then get a very big certificate from him. so and so date, this, that, we talked about this, and this person thoroughly accepted his defeat, sign over here. So like that. So so somebody told him, why you do this? You should go to Vrindavan. There are Goswamis who have excavated the Vrindavan Dham and all the holy places. You go challenge them. So when he went, Digvijay Pandit, when he went to Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they said, we have inability of debating. We cannot debate. So what we should, okay, sign the certificate that you will accept defeat. They said, wherever you want, we will sign. Okay, sign. And he was like, wow, I have defeated Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. When Jeev Goswami got to know this, Jeev Goswami took the offense. And he went and he defeated this Digvijay Pandit left, right, and center. Okay. He took that offense. He could not see that he is, that this person has disrespected Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Then this person returned to Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. So they said, Are, did we miss out signing somewhere else also? You want us to sign? Then he said, No, I accept that you are amazing. Then they said, wow, how? So because your disciple Jeev Goswami defeated me, you are even higher than him. So another aspect of a Vaishnava is that at least in Vrindavan Dham is beyond these material calculations and all this, right? Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, especially Rup Goswami, was not happy with Jeev Goswami. He said, competitive spirit does not work in Vrindavan. Why? Because there's only one hero. We don't compete and we don't decide who's the winner and who's the hero in any competition, because in Vrindavan there's only one hero, it's Krishna. So we don't get into competition itself. You have done an aprad. You have done an aprad, because of which now you cannot stay in Vrindavan. You have lost the patrata, qualification to be in Vrindavan. So that's when Jiva Goswami is asked to go, and he goes outside Braj Bhumi, and then on the bank of river Yamuna he stays, and that's where then Jiva Goswami starts writing. In 1 year he writes 400,000 shlokas and compiles several Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava scriptures. But then later Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami bring him back and everything. So this is a very glorious pastime, but the principle that we are talking today is who was offended or disrespected or insulted, and who took the offense. So with that, I'll tell you another personal experience now. So there was a point, I didn't have so many departments as such, but during the festivals there would be, you could call them departments or just areas, about 7 to 8 or maybe 9 departments that I was taking care of. And when the intensity and the volume of seva increases, then we are put to test. Our patience, everything is put to test. Our real character is put to test. And there was a heated exchange between me and one very senior devotee. And then he understood, he apologized. The moment that happened, I apologized, and I profusely apologized to him for having that heated conversation. And I was burning in the fire of guilt after that. And so the problem was addressed, but this heated exchange happened. That was very disturbing to me. And then I recollected this, that he did not take any offense when I did not talk to him in a reverential way and continue a reverential way of speaking with a devotee. I was immediately reminded that the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava, that is where the offense goes, and I must apologize. So the next weekend when we were in the temple, I walked over to that Mataji and I apologized to the Mataji for the way I spoke to Prabhuji. And she accepted my apology. And then she gave a couple of explanations. I was thinking this, that. I was like, oh my God, this is real. Okay. So when I fail to deal with a Vaishnava properly, then the weight, the gravity of that offense is not so much. First is I have to apologize to that devotee, but after that, anybody who was impacted by that, which can be the devotees around, because in a devotee community, we love everyone around us. And so if I see somebody not treating a devotee properly, then I would feel bad for that devotee also. So whoever is impacted by that behavior, I have committed aparadh against all of them. So that was one. And so now we will talk about the current. We'll come back to this pastime. Daksha Prajapati, when he repeatedly ignored Sati Devi, because of which she lost her life. Oh, I gave the answer out. Who took the offense on this? Lord Shiva. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'll go a little fast here. When Daksha Prajapati had insulted Lord Shiva, at that time, Lord Shiva's entourage had taken that offense. They were upset. And the moment Lord Shiva got angry because Sati Devi has passed away, they got the green signal to go and take that, not the revenge as such, like Prabhupada has mentioned, but act upon this now, and punish the offender. Whom has he offended? He has offended our Master Lord and Master Lord Shiva and our Mother Sati, who passed away because of him. So what happens now? Now Vidarbha is our hero. He is our hero. And he is Lord Shiva's Parshad. And so he beheaded Daksha as a service to his Lord, right? And if there is one party that I could, connect with, was rest of the Lord Shiva's entourage. I cannot imagine myself in Vidarbha's position or anyone else's position, but I can see myself being very pleased and crying out joyfully when Daksha was beheaded. So because now the justice was served in that sense. Or Sati has died because of the arrogance of Daksha. So they delivered the justice in their own tamasic style, but yeah, it happened. So with that, I'd like to come to the next topic of understanding Vaishnava Aparadh. What is Vaishnava Aparadh? It is nothing but inappropriate behavior, bad behavior, which can be in our thoughts, speech, and or actions. Inappropriate behavior results in Vaishnava Aparadh. So if I go by the definition of Vaishnava Aparadh, it is basically killing a Vaishnava, blaspheming a Vaishnava, envying a Vaishnava, failing to pay obeisances to a Vaishnava is an Aparadh. Not becoming joyful on meeting a Vaishnava is an Aparadh. Becoming angry on Vaishnava is an Aparadh. Ignoring a Vaishnava's advice is a Vaishnava Aparadh. But the most important of all, criticizing a Vaishnava, that is finding faults in Vaishnava. There are different degrees. The first line is very killing and all, that is very this thing, And, okay. Okay. That is fine. Disable annotations. Okay. All right. So, what is the impact when a Vaishnava Aparadh happens? What happens? When one commits offense towards devotee, Krishna takes away the enthusiasm to execute devotional service. Our enthusiasm to do bhakti will go away. If that has happened, you should know that we have committed mentally or by our words or by our actions, we have committed offense towards a devotee. There's no doubt about that. 100%. So spiritual progress then becomes paused or stunted, slows down based on the seriousness of the offense. So then we should really get into, and I would like to get into fault finding, criticizing. When do we criticize others? Okay, we criticize others only when we have not perfected our own knowledge. I will explain this with two examples. First, let us say once, let me tell this as a story. So once my math teacher gave an assignment. What was the assignment? We had to solve 100 math problems by next week. Week passes by very quickly, especially when homework is a lot. So I solved only 35 problems. And that day, the due date came. I reached school that morning. Okay. So my friend arrived then, and he did only 20. Then another friend arrived. He did only 15. And then the third friend arrived. He even forgot the homework itself. He didn't even get the homework copy. Okay. So then I was very happy. So far, if teacher sees this, I am the best. Teacher will praise me. I'm feeling very happy. After some time, the girls came. Everybody had finished their homework. Suddenly, me and my friend, we were in the bottom 4 in the class. Now what happened? I became miserable. Nothing has changed in terms of what I have done. It's 35 only. But earlier I was happy because I was comparing myself with others. And now I'm miserable because again I'm comparing myself with others. Okay. Then what happened? Someone started copying the homework from other kid. That was not allowed. So then one student started yelling and criticizing him and finding fault that he is cheating. There was one more student, a good student. He had solved all 100 problems. He was calm. He didn't have any anxiety and he was ready to help others, guide them, whatever way he could help, he would do that. He was not criticizing anybody. Are you with me so far, Prabhujis and Matajis?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, we start looking at faults in others and compare only when we ourselves have not done our homework. That is the first point when it comes to criticism. In spiritual aspect, in spiritual term, this homework is, there are some instructions which are very tall instructions, like sense control. How many devotees would be there from the day they read Srila Prabhupada's book and it says that, you must not engage in sense gratification. You must control your senses. Do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. How many of us were able to follow that very strictly and with very austere devotional services? Like marathon, book distribution marathon comes. Go out every day for 10 to 12 hours, distribute books. Or, wash all the toilets of the temple. There are 70 toilets all over this ashram and this, that. Can you do that? Okay. Or chant all your rounds attentively. Each and every mantra. 16 rounds. Sit in one place. Get up for Mangal Aarti. Some of these instructions, we are not able to solve 100 out of 100 problems. And when that is happening, we start looking at others. Oh, he also does not go for book distribution. Oh, he also does not. Oh, he also does not get up in the morning. Why? Because we are at somewhere around that. Either we have solved 35 problems or 20, or we have forgotten homework copy. Something like that is happening. But in this example, another important aspect is coming, and that is when it comes to homework, you had it very measurable. But can we see faults that exist in spiritual life? Can we see who has done their spiritual homework? This brings us to the other aspect of criticizing or finding faults. A fault may exist, but we may not be able to find it. Like I said, we are in a position to criticize only when we can see the faults. Like we could see others' homework. But what if we don't have the knowledge to see the faults? Let's try to find faults there. Okay, so here I again need some interaction from all the devotees. On the screen, I have two equations of Fourier transform. One of these is correct, one of these is incorrect, and I would request you to please tell me which of these is right and which one is wrong, which is correct and which is incorrect. Can somebody? Yes.
Prabhu, please explain this Fourier transform, Prabhu.
Haribol. So that was the idea. The idea was to show you a very difficult situation that you do not know. To be able to find a fault, I should know what is right and wrong. If I do not know what is right and what is wrong, how would I tell that there is a fault? One of these is wrong, but how would you tell which one is wrong? You should know it, right? So one is wrong, one is right. I will not explain Fourier transform. The idea was to show something very difficult. I will show a couple of more. So there's a equation of which has quantum mechanics, space time, and gravity. Again, same question. One of these is wrong. One of these is right. Can you find fault? Which one is wrong? Which one is right? So the first one is right. The second one is wrong. Okay. I picked it up and I made some changes. That's why I know what is right and what is wrong here. And one more, non-mathematical biology question. Garlic contains C-allyl cysteine sulfoxide. Garlic contains S-allyl cysteine sulfoxide. Which one of these is correct? Can you find fault? One of these is wrong. Try to find the fault. Okay. So it contains S-allyl cysteine sulfoxide. Let's get to the point. There's something called upper cutoff. You walk into a church. You walk into a church and you see there's a brother or a father standing over there with a glass of wine and what do they call it? A cracker. And he's doing something with that. You don't know whether it is right or wrong. You would just see it. That's it. And there's a community. But another person walks in. He's a Christian. He understands what is the exact process, how it should be honored, the glass of wine and a cracker. And if that president does it in the wrong way, he will go around in the entire community and say, hey, do you know that pastor, that brother or that father, Francis or whoever, he took the glass and he took this and he did this, that and whatever. And this is how. So why this criticism came? This criticism came because he knew what is right and what is wrong. So we cannot see faults which are beyond us, which is beyond our knowledge. We don't see those things as our fault, as fault. Okay, like none of these, we could not tell what is wrong over here because we just simply don't know. Now I'll tell another type of fault that we cannot see. A fault is there, but you don't call it a fault. Neither you criticize it. Okay. There's a child, 2-year-old child. You give colors to him. He is making different shapes, but he cannot write ABCD. He cannot write alphabets. Would you criticize this child? Would you call your friend and say, hey, do you know that child is 2 years old? He cannot even write ABCD. We don't criticize. First, we have empathy. He is just 2 years old. Second, we can teach that child how to write. We can teach. Wait, come, I will show you how to write ABCD. We do not see it as a fault at all. We do not see faults when it is something that we can do properly and we can teach others also how to do it perfectly. When you know something by heart, 100%, so well that you can teach it to others also how to do it perfectly. You don't criticize people for that. You never put that in fault box, that this is a fault, this is a problem, this is not good. You will never put it in that box. So Srila Prabhupada never saw fault with anybody, because all the anarthas, lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, they were literally like ABCD, and he knew how to elevate a devotee so that they can also come out of it. And that is the position of Krishna also. So they don't see faults, and that's why they do not criticize anybody. Okay, so this is like a lower cutoff. We can't see faults which are not a fault for us. Are you with me so far?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, ability to see faults and inability to see faults is given by Krishna. Sarvasya chaham hriddhi sanivishto mattah smriti and jnanam apohanam cha. Intelligence comes from Krishna. The intelligence to see what is right and what is wrong comes from Krishna. And why it comes from Krishna? So that we can see our faults and purify ourselves. Therefore, this is the point that I wanted to come at, which is explained in many classes. It is explained in Nectar of Instruction by many speakers, including the lectures I heard, which is Srila Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj. We only see those faults in others that are within us. Only those faults that are with me, I have the ability to see them in others. That means I criticize others only for that for which I am criticizable. I'll give you an example. If I see anger in others and I criticize them, it is because I haven't fully learned to control and master my own anger. If you are able to fully control and master your own anger, you will stop seeing anger as a fault. This is a very important aspect. This is something we should think about, because if you understand this, you will never criticize anyone. It will never happen. Okay. And the prajalpa, useless conversation, talking about others and talking about others in a non-appreciative way, be it Prabhu's talking to their colleagues or Mataji is talking to their relatives. That's where all this happens. You would never criticize anybody if you will understand that the only faults that you see in others are the faults that are with you only. Hare Krishna. So interesting, right? So, how to avoid offenses? First is we should understand the gravity of offenses. There's only one hurdle between us and Krishna. That is offenses, aprad. Bhakti means to do aradhana. The epitome of aradhana, the epitome of bhakti is Radharani. And anything which does not increase our devotion towards Krishna is the opposite of aradhana, which is aparadhana or aparadh. What are those? Dham aparadh, Naam aparadh, Seva aparadh, and Vaishnava aparadh. Not treating the Parshad of the Lord, the family of Vishnu, Vaishnavas, properly. Out of all, this Vaishnava aparadh is the deadliest. Vaishnava aparadh is compared to a mad elephant. It is called mad elephant offense. This mad elephant, if he enters a garden, within not even a minute, within moments, it can trample the bhakti lata, the creeper of bhakti, which you may be nurturing it for years and years and years of bhakti. And one Vaishnava aparadh is like that one mad elephant which gets into the garden and destroys your years of bhakti within moments. If we are serious for our devotional service and our goal of self-realization, then Vaishnava aparadh is the biggest danger on our path. Srila Jaidev Swami Maharaj says that devotees fall down because of Vaishnava aparadh, just like water droplets fall during rain. If we are thinking that Vaishnava aparadh is something that 1 in a billion may be happening, no, Vaishnava aparadh is the thing which will become the reason one would not go back home, back to Godhead. Just this. And that's why Nityananda and Mahaprabhu, who are in Adarya Bhav, they are ready to give you the highest Braj Prem for no cost. They have this one condition: just don't commit Vaishnava aparadh. If you don't commit Vaishnava aparadh, you will go back home, back to Godhead with the mercy that Mahaprabhu and Nityananda is giving us. Okay. So, how to avoid criticizing others? We should have these affirmations. I would like and request devotees to read. Shanti Ramachandran Mataji, you have your hand raised, so I would request you to go ahead with the first affirmation. Can you please read it for us?
Shanti Mataji, you should read the affirmation is what Prabhuji is saying. Hare Krishna.
Or otherwise somebody else.
Can I read, Prabhuji? Can
Yes.
I read?
Please go ahead.
Replace criticism with these affirmations. 1. The knowledge I have received to discriminate between right and wrong is for my spiritual progress and my own self-realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Second one, somebody can read.
Divya Gopu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Spiritual knowledge is not meant to judge others. If someone seeks feedback honestly, then I can share my opinion and the basis of it. Hare Krishna.
Shobha Mataji. And after that, Chandana Mataji.
Okay.
If I must correct someone, I must remind myself repeatedly that I am doing this thankless service on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and my Guru. I understand how risky judging others is for my spiritual life if I become neglectful. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. I would request the next devotee also to read this sentence once again, this affirmation. This is very important. So let's read it twice.
May I read, Prabhu?
Yes.
Avoid criticism. Replace criticism with these affirmations.
The third one, Mataji. So please read the third one, Mataji, again.
Okay, yeah. If I must correct someone, I must remind myself repeatedly that I am doing this thankless service on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and my Guru. I understand how risky judging others is for my spiritual life if I become neglectful.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. So, I have the last point, and with this, I'm concluding. We should not criticize, and we should be at our best of our behavior with everybody, with everyone. But then a very logical question or point may come that it is difficult to be humble, nice, soft spoken, always ready to serve others in an exploitative world where we say, I'm ready to serve, people will exploit and abuse us. So the answer is we should start in safe environment. That is sadhu sangha, because a sadhu is non-exploitative. Mature devotees are non-exploitative. So we can practice all the good qualities in devotee association. Like we naturally do a lot of these things when a dignitary comes. We will be the best way we speak. We don't know what to do. We will just pay obeisance 3 or 4 times. So it's just that we need to treat a Vaishnava as a very dignified person, as if a prime minister of a country has walked in, and then naturally things will fall in place when you start treating a devotee with utmost value. This value has to come from us only. You would see Maharajas and many devotees, when they read about the Lord or when they talk about the devotees, they are extremely enthusiastic, and their reverence towards devotees is like amazing. They may be talking about something very simple, that there's a seed, and can you imagine that seed? You put it in soil and then it turns into such a big tree. Isn't this a miracle? And you'll be like, yeah, it's a miracle. But why don't I see it as a miracle? I'm like thinking, no. So this should happen. When we raise the value of the Lord and his devotees, then we are slowly achieving the right sadachar, the right way of dealing with them. So we should learn to manage our. Now the problem is, there is another problem, realistic problem. Somebody is in that exploitative outside world, and next day they are in this sadhu sangha, they are in that temple where they are trying to become a devotee. So there is a tendency in them also to exploit people around them, especially the humble ones. So then we need to learn to manage our relation and dealings with practicing devotees, sadhaka devotees. How? By serving them. If you can serve them, serve them. Somebody needs help, help them. If you can help them, help them. If you cannot help them, then we need to humbly express our inability to serve them. I would want to serve every person, and somebody may call it exploited. If I have the ability, why I will not? I will do it. But if I cannot, then I take a humble position that it is my inability, that I am not able to serve you 24/7 like you would like me to. But it's my inability, because I need to go home, I need to do this or take care of my child or whatever. So that is my inability, because of which I am not able to serve you as much as you would have wanted me to. Okay. Once this happens, then we have perfected our dealings. Then that nature we can extend towards outsiders also. Once we have learned how to, be situated in this. So with that, I would end. Today we talked about, does a Vaishnava take offense? No, Vaishnava does not take offense, but they also they do not tolerate offense towards Lord and the devotees. Who gets offended? The dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava takes the offense. What is Vaishnava Prad? It is rooted in bad behavior, durachar, not treating Vaishnava in a very special, dignified way. Impact of Vaishnava Prad: loss of enthusiasm in bhakti, progress will not happen. You are doing things but not going anywhere. Why do we criticize? We criticize because we see the mirror of our own reflection in others, our own faults in others. How to avoid offenses? First, I said, understand the grave danger of offenses and criticisms. And second, develop appreciation towards the devotees. With that, I would stop here. I would like to thank all of you for giving me an opportunity to meditate upon this and be of some service in some menial way to all of you. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. We felt as if the class should not stop and it should just go on and on, Prabhuji. One humble request, Prabhuji, if you can share this presentation in our group so that we can, ponder over each point, because every point that you have mentioned is so much applicable, and, we need to really meditate on these points to even 1%, if we can work on this and arrive, improve ourselves, Prabhuji. I don't have words only today, Prabhuji. It was really, really a nectarian class. I'm sure the entire, I'm speaking on behalf of the entire class, and I'm sure everybody has felt the same way. We can take questions, Prabhuji, if at all devotees have any.
Yes.
Yeah. Shanti Mataji, you have a question? Shobha Mataji is also raised, or was that for reading only?
Please go ahead.
Okay. Padma Mataji, you can ask your question.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, pranams.
Done.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji. As Mataji said, no words to explain. It was too good. Yeah. My question is a very short question, Prabhuji. You said once that we should chant 60 rounds while sitting. In between, can't we walk?
We can, Mataji.
Because sometimes it's very tiring to sit for 2.5 hours.
Yes, Mataji. there are 3 P's that are mentioned in Japa Meditations book by Bhurijan Prabhu. One of them is postures in that, and it is explained that, ideally one should sit at one place, and it is expected that over a period of time it should happen. But there are no hard and fast rules for chanting, so it is okay if we walk and chant, or we sit on a chair if we cannot sit on the floor. It's just that as long as mind is disturbed, sometimes we find that if we are walking, then we start looking around and things like that. So in most ideal sense, yes, we should sit at one place. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur would even cover his face so that his eyes don't get distracted and stuff. But understanding our natures, especially that we are not coming from a Vedic background, we are not trained, our bodies are not trained in this sense. So then, yes, why not? Srila Prabhupada allowed that, walking and chanting. That's my short answer to that, Mataji.
Shobha Mataji.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful explanation.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. And Prabhuji, just one question that during this Kartik month, we were going for various home programs. So in one of the programs, the prasadam was ordered from one of the devotee restaurant only. But we all know that from the devotee restaurant, whenever the it's prasad, it's not bhoga, it's prasad. But still the family was a neophyte family, and they did not know, and they offered prasadam in front of all the devotees. There were some senior devotees also, but nobody was saying anything. And I was like telling one senior devotee that this is offense. We are already we are offering the prasad we are offering, and that is not good. But the devotee said, okay, it's fine right now. We can't say anything. Next time we'll make them understand in some other place, because it's full of other people also. It won't look good, and maybe it's Krishna's mercy to eat the prasad again. This food might be so good, so that's why it might happen. So just you don't take things so seriously. So Prabhuji, there I was confused, like, is it the right way, or what should have done? Because it's an offense to offer prasad again to the Lord. That's why.
So what that senior devotee told you, Mataji, that is the right way. I became devotee, we became devotees because some devotee came to our homes, and even when we didn't know that we need to offer prasad bhoga before giving, they ate. That's why I became devotee. My family became devotee because somebody was ready to take, even if there is a punishment against that offense, they were ready to take that punishment just so that we get some sukriti of offering food to a Vaishnava, and they accepted it. That's why it became our qualification. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have become a devotee. And we or sometimes people get offended. People get offended. Oh, they don't eat at my home, I won't go itself. So when devotees like your good self and those senior devotees, we are ready to take the offense on behalf of others, just so that once in few times, 3-4 times, not every time, not like go drink liquor, but few mistakes here and there, and you're ready to do that. That sacrifice of yours becomes the qualification for that person to come to bhakti. In China, there were devotees who took Srila Prabhupada's books. They didn't know what to do. They were offering non-veg to Krishna. Then somebody came and told, hey, you cannot offer non-veg to Krishna and put it on the altar. So they are in a very fallen state. In that fallen state, they are trying to do whatever bhakti they can. In the same way, I am also. What is my bhakti? I'm also trying to do. Am I not making faults? I am also committing several faults. I just don't know. Right? Somebody above me, the demigods must be talking to. This Ram Kumar Das is. Look at his bhakti. What kind of bhakti he is doing? Should we let him continue like this? Or make some arrangement that he stops doing all these offenses? Then they will say, let him continue. So that is my 2 cents on that, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Meenakshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, firstly, I would like to say that the class was very, very wonderful, Prabhuji. I used to think, okay, this is a very great topic, but then if we are sincere in devotional service, we might not be committing any offense. But with today's class, I thought that there is so much to it that anywhere little bit there is a slip on our part, then we might be committing an offense. So thank you so much for covering this whole, what to say, a vast topic of Vaishnava Aparadha in such a nice way, Prabhuji, with your presentation. Kindly give us the opportunity to see this presentation again, Prabhuji. If you could share it with Narayani Mataji.
I'll share it with Kripamai Mataji. Yeah.
Yes, Narayani Mataji. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'll ask my question. Prabhuji, I'm too much. I mean, is there any level beyond neophyte? Probably I am at that level yet, is why I'm able to see that, all that what I'm going to ask you just now. In the temple, Prabhuji, what happens is that whenever there is any seva, like Deep Dan, there are few senior devotees standing to give the deep away. And if you request them repeatedly that please let me do it today, no, let me do it today, they are so rude to you. And they don't even look at you, and they'll never allow you to touch any seva, whether it be the prasadam distribution seva, where it is hardly you to just give prasadam. They will not allow you to do that. They will run and take that seva. What I have heard normally is that whenever anybody new comes and a person is, you are not asking the person to do the seva, but if the person is coming, you should encourage the person and let the person do seva. Me in my this neophyte stage also, if I have done that seva once also, and if somebody else wants to do it, I said, okay, I've done it for 2 minutes. It's fine. Let the other person also take the seva. So I'm not able to understand, Prabhuji. I feel very guilty when I have this feeling towards the devotees. So can you please help me understand this, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. I can give very detailed explanation for each and every of this, but I'll give you a very different explanation to understand real bhakti. Okay. And it will change your perspective a little bit. I was a good singer before I came into Krishna consciousness. Now, after hearing a couple of Hare Krishna melodies and learning the prayers, simply by singing a couple of times, I can create that qualification or this thing that somebody would easily give it to me. Oh, okay, Ram Kumar is here. Okay, he can sing. Or I will go and I'll say, can I go and sing? And they will give me. There is not a lot of progress in that act because it's not a service. There may be some benefit, but it is very limited. Actually, it may be a disservice also, because if that makes me proud that I'm singing on mic, I know after this 15 minutes, people will come and say, Ram Kumar Das, you sang so nice. It is actually a disservice because it's only feeding my own weeds. So over the years of doing that service, I realized that I have a relationship with my Shiksha Guru, who's the temple president or the authority. And I go to them and I say, how can I serve you? And they say, can you set up the sound system? And I say, yes. And I set up the sound system with which that devotee is pleased. That is devotional service. Next day I go to him. How can I serve you? Can you play Mradanga for me? I know somewhat little, Prabhuji. If I can play Mradanga and he is pleased with my service, that is devotional service. If there's a devotee who's giving out lamps, if I can go to him and ask him, how can I serve you? And he says, or she says, there are, more deepas, lamps over there. Can you put more battis in it or whatever? Okay, I will do that. Is there any way other than that I can serve you? If they are pleased by your service, that is devotional service. So this is how devotional service happens. Devotional service is not taken or asked for. Devotional service is given. I usually stay extremely busy with devotional services, but I want to tell you that in last 10 years, I have never asked for a service. I have never asked for a service. Whatever comes to me, I do that because it is given. It has been asked, and somebody will be pleased with that. It is impossible with the kind of faults we have. It is impossible to please Krishna. When we do something on our own, it is like trying to please Krishna. It is impossible to please them. Only way possible for us is if we can please devotees. And so if there is a devotee who is not giving me my rightful desire to serve that devotee, then I would build relationship with that person. I would find other ways to pleasing him or her, and then build a relationship with them. And then you will see they will be more than happy to go and sit in the corner and chant and give you everything. And you will have to run because you cannot do as much service as they are giving you. I have gone through that, so I'm telling you. So the core principle of devotional service is sambandha, relationship with Krishna. And how with Krishna? Through Guru. And how through Guru or to Guru? Through relationship with devotees. So that is where I would stop, and I would say that try to first develop good relationships with devotees by offering to serve them in whatever way they want. If they don't want, then you take prasad for them. That they will definitely take. I guarantee you, if you give them prasad for 7 days, 8 days, they will definitely give you what you want.
Haribol, yes, Prabhu, I understood exactly what you said. Thank you so much. You were rightly saying that it will change my perspective. Yeah, though I have not asked, I mean, they are not even ready to listen to if I have to tell them that give me whatever service, they'll just look past me, obviously, because I've not done anything to please them. I get you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Suma Mataji, please. Prabhuji, can we take questions, no?
Yes.
Suma Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams, Prabhuji. First of all, I want to take this opportunity because just to glorify you, Prabhuji, because you have opened our eyes with the everything that you explained in the class was so practical. We could take so much of lessons. Every day, though we chant Agnana Timirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya, you have opened our eyes, Prabhuji. And I'm not just saying this because I have felt what I have been doing for the past 1 month in the Damodar month. Everything that images were like moving like a movie, Prabhuji, movie clips, like what all I was doing and how all I have done the mistakes of offending Vaishnavas and so many things. And thank you so much for this, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Pranams to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, I just have an extended question to what Prabhuji said.
Yes,
Could I ask,
yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you said that we could offer them prasadam. So, is it okay if we make prasadam and go and give it to the devotees in the temple, Prabhuji? Would they be accepting it? They are already getting prasadam from the temple.
Sweets are usually most acceptable. Nobody says no to a sweet. As dry it is even easier. And if you tell them that
Yes.
you follow all these things, you chant or whatever, and this is offered or whatever, and if it's not something by you, then you go by if mandir has a govindas or whatever, and then you take that whatever way you think that they can, and sweets are easy to take, then
Yes,
say
Prabhuji, yes.
this is for you. Why for me? I just want to know you something. We say, or be very honest. Okay, I want to be part of the seva that you are doing, and so I heard that first I should please you. So here, please accept this. So yeah, usually
Hare
people are
Krishna.
not averse to love and prasad.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, thank you so much. I just feel
Krishna,
that the
Prabhu.
class should not end only.
Hare Krishna,
I
Prabhu.
just,
Mataji,
Prabhu,
only
if...
one doubt, Mataji. Only
Yes,
one.
yes, tell.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, my humble obeisance to you. Prabhu, if someone is asking, someone is giving you service and you are already loaded with service, Prabhu. So that time what to do, Prabhu? Whether we can deny or if it is aparad, Prabhu, if you deny.
No. It can be aprad if I don't treat it in the right way. It can be my inability also, right? So my inability. So I should be very conscious of my inabilities. I wish I could be at 2 places right now, but I am not. So it is my inability. You have found me very qualified to be a servant, but I know it is my inability because I have other swadharmas also. So I don't have to explain those swadharmas to everyone also. Like if I have to take care of my child, if I tell it to a brahmachari, he may not have the sensitivity to understand that. He will say, what is that? It's all Maya. Yes, it is Maya for him. It's not Maya for me. I have to take care of my child. But I cannot convince him with that. So it is my inability that I cannot serve you. It is also my inability to explain you. I am not available for that. So I am actually apologetic. So if I'm apologetic, then why would somebody be offended with my apology? Nobody is offended by our apology if our apology is not sarcastic, if it is true. So if we are true to our emotion, that, and I pray, I want that. I want from Krishna that, that you give me more hands and more time and, less suffering, so that I can serve every devotee in every way he wants or she wants, right? But right now, if there are inabilities at my end, I am actually feeling sorry. Can you help me with that? What you need help with? I am not able to come out of this grief that I am not able to serve you. So it's not even a topic of offense at that point.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Since we don't have questions and we still have little time, Prabhuji, if you don't mind, can you please throw a little light on japa meditation to be attentive, Prabhu? The mind keeps wandering. There are days when, almost 50% of the time mind goes wandering, and there are days when you are so peaceful and connected, Prabhuji. If you could help us with that, Hare Krishna.
My chanting is very bad, Mataji. There have been times, so I'm more an emotions wala person, and we all are, I think. I'm also very this thing. I like to think a lot, meditate a lot. So meditation, feeling inspired in my life, they have been like waves. Something inspiring comes or something emotional happens, then I can take more shelter of Krishna. And there are days when I am just doing it mechanically. What I have heard is that this is how a life of sadhaka is, a life of struggle. The more association you take, the more such opportunities may create that inspire you, because of which you feel more connected. So it does happen. This dry and dry spells and very nourishing spells, they come in every sadhaka's life. Earlier I used to give very helpful answers on this, but looking at my own japa and seeing Krishna seeing me with all the bad japa, I mean neglectful japa, I don't feel qualified to say the points that I have said in the past. Hare Krishna. So rather I try to develop a constant relation, a constant meditation with Radha and Krishna, with Nityananda, with Mahaprabhu, and see where our relationship is going with all the nonsense they are tolerating me. So but the point is very simple, that in the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, it is said that if you have not realized the sattvic aspects of your life, and if you have not made your life sattvic, if you are not able to sleep early, how will you get up early? You may stretch yourself, but then you will sleep during japa. What's the point? Many brahmacharis, if they are feeling sleepy, they go sleep. Then they get up, then they chant. But I cannot do that because I have to start office, right? Or something else. So I cannot have that. So I'm staying awake till late. Then it will definitely, these things will impact. If japa is the only one thing I do which is spiritual in my 24 hours, then only rest of the things will come in that japa. If the 24 hours are all spent in Krishna and Krishna's thoughts, then that will come in japa. So japa is not a very independent activity. It is dependent on what you do outside the 22 hours. So the goal of a devotee is to become as much Brahminical in our lifestyle as possible over the years. And old age, by the time we hit old age, the goal should be that all my rajasic and tamasic activities have reduced, and my lifestyle has become as saintly as possible. If that will happen, then it will naturally help you to chant, in a more sattvic way, more selfless way, more prayerful way. And so this is the way one should do. And if a person is not able to do like this, then also you can progress in bhakti by reminding yourself again and again about your helpless state, by praying to Krishna, how I am not able to do this. That also results in progress. Hare Krishna. It's a vast
Hare
topic and I'm not
Krishna.
qualified, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. That helps. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. We will do Damodarashtakam as we do every day. Today is the last day of Kartik.
Yes.
Prabhu, if you can stay for Damodarashtakam, it's
I will.
great. Otherwise, you
Please go ahead.
can
Please
leave.
go ahead.
You're going to stay, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yeah. Prabhu, if you can show us your altar, we can meditate on that, or we can ask the devotees to do
I
that.
saw one altar, so let's do.
Yes. Yeah. Please, Jigisha Mataji, Suma Mataji, anybody one can show us the altar. And who's going to sing the Damodarashtakam today?
Shall I, Mataji?
Yeah, Paramprabha Mataji, you can sing.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, altar, we need to see
Hare
the altar.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. I just want to have a request, Mataji. Prabhuji, we would like to see your altar as well, Prabhuji, so that we have. It's okay, Prabhuji.
Shall I start, Mataji?
No, Mataji, just a minute. When we see the altar, we can start.
Please start, Mataji.
Yeah, Damodar Leela, we can see. Prabhuji, little down. Yeah. Yes, we can. Yes, Mataji, you can start.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Danesh Pranam. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabhiyolokaladhavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Drupagopya Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodaviyolokaladhavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Drutagopya Rudantam Muhurnetrayudmam Rujantam Karambojayukmena Satankanetram Muhushvasakam Patrirekhankakantha Stitagraiva Damodaram Bhaktibaddam Iti Driksvalilabhiranandakunde Swagosham nimachantamagyapayantam Tadiyeshitagneshu bhaktajitatvam Puna prematastam shatavriti vande Varam deva moksham na mokshabadhim va Na chanyam vruneham varisadapiha Idam deva purnadha gopala bhalam Sada me manasya vedastam kimanyve Idante mukam bhoja madyantanilay Vrutam kuntalay snigdha raktaisya gopya Mohoschumbitam bimba raktadharam me Manasya virastamalam lakshalabhai Namo deva damodarananta vishnu Prasida prabhu dukkha jalabhimagnam Kripa drishti vrishyati dinam badanu गृहाणे सममज्ञामे दक्षिदृश्य कुबेरात्मजो भद्रमुतेव यद्वत् वयामोचितो भक्तिभजो कृतो च तदा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकमे प्रयच्छ नमो क्षेग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्तेऽस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरद्देति धाम्ने त्वदीयोधरायाध विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभियोलोकलाधवमानम् परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो द्रुतगोप्या हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे दामोदराष्टकान की जय। Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Beautiful
Krishna.
altar, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much for sharing.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabha Mataji, for singing the Damodarashtakam. Prabhuji, we can end the class with prayers.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much for giving
Thank you,
me.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Please try and come more often, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Pranam.
Thank you so much.
Hare
Vancha
Krishna.
kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Kripa
sindhu
Yasha
vajapatitanam
patitanam
pavanam
pavanebhyo
vaishnavebhyo namo
vaishnavebhyo
namo.
namo namaha.
Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Damodar Ashtakam ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Danvat
Thank
Pranam.
you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna to all devotees. Prabhuji, I'll end
Hare
the class.
Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.